Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello and welcome to episode 114 of the Atom Radio Best Bits of Drivetime podcast. Now this is going to be confusing because being a podcast, you can consume it whenever you want. I am recording this on Friday the 11th in the evening, which means 2 weeks today will be Christmas Day evening. But then this doesn't even get released until Saturday, so 2 weeks will be Boxing Day. But what I was going to say is, finally, we are almost at the end of 2020. It's been a tough year, a horrible year, and finally we are nearly there. As I record this, we are 2 weeks away from Christmas Day evening and 3 weeks away from New Year's Day evening. So we are now, by the time you listen to this, under 3 weeks left of 2020. And I'm sure it's a year most people will probably want to forget. If you want to find out what's in the podcast this week, keep listening.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
I feel I should apologise for interrupting your singing along, which was no doubt going on. Big drive home on atomradio.co.uk, 12 to 4, asking you today the worst excuse you've ever used or had used in order to cancel something, flop something, get out of something. Lily says, I was supposed to be going out with my best friend. I'd just broken up with my boyfriend a few days earlier, and we were supposed to be going out on a Friday night to cheer me up. She cried off at 5:30 on the Friday, saying she couldn't come because her goldfish had died.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Asking you today, do you know who Giovanna Fletcher is? Or, I don't know, when you search on Google, it comes up with the top searches. When you type in Giova, all it comes up with then is, who is Giovanna Fletcher? So obviously a lot of people have Googled this of recent. Who is Giovanna Fletcher? I therefore am obviously not, according to Google, the only person thinking, who? Who won? Do you know her? Or am I on my own? And more importantly, I guess, before I'm a celebrity, because you may have Googled her since, before I'm a celebrity, did you know who she was?
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Cutting from Lacey, who says Giovanna Fletcher is on the telly. She does CBeebies. I wouldn't watch CBeebies, therefore I don't know that. Also, God is on to say, probably more people know her than you. Maybe true, Lacey, but I didn't enter I'm a Celebrity.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Atom Radio plays Michael Bublé. He's almost as Christmasified now as Sir Cliff, isn't he? It's beginning to look a lot like not Christmas. Not this year. It is Monday's drive time. Hello, Mark Denholm with you at 8:25. Brain teaser up in half an hour. Your chance to get yourself onto the Roll of Honour. I was just thinking actually about songs for Christmas this year. Changing the subject now because we've done enough controversy over I'm a Celebrity. Following the controversy of driving last week, we don't want this show to become all controversy, do we? I was thinking though, in terms of Christmas this year, slight change on Mud. It'll be lonely this Christmas with COVID-19. It'll be lonely this Christmas living in Tier 3. It'll be cold, so cold, without you to hold this COVID Christmas. What do you think? Oh, turn that off. What do you think? I think that's all right, eh? Hey, if I could get somebody to release that for me, that could be Christmas number one.
Mark Denholm. AtomRadio.co.uk.
Atom Radio and Drive Time for Tuesday, online from Slough in the United Kingdom. I do hope I find you very well. Mark Denholm with you till 7. At 10 to 4, I mentioned earlier Rita Ora's mum, berating people for breaking lockdown after she'd done it. This, from my own personal social media, imagine posting a status on Monday morning berating people for going out and having a meal with their family and posting pictures of it when the evening before you went out, had a meal with somebody not in your household as well as your own household and posted a picture.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
If you are listening in America, can you confirm, please, whether or not you have kettles? Britain's poke fun at Twitter thread where people from the US marvel over the appliance and share tips such as using it to heat water for cooking. Did you not have kettles before in America? I'm totally and utterly confused by that, but this is going on online after one lady took to Twitter to share her absolute delight having discovered a kettle in Target. It's 2020. How in God's name has anybody only just discovered a kettle?
Mark Denham on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
From a totally different era, that, isn't it? Billy, don't you lose my number. Now, in 2020, you probably never even would have the number, would you? Let's be fair. Things are done so differently now, aren't they? Because you don't actually swap numbers. Back in 1985, you had to give your house phone number on a piece of paper, didn't you, to somebody? Whereas in 2020, I doubt you even ever have anybody's number, do you, as such? Like, I know it's in your phone, but in this day and age, you probably just say to someone, oh, here's my number, 07, blah, 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 and then they either call you or message you, and you save the number from there. It's from a totally different era, isn't it? In 2020, I'm going to put my hand up here and be honest and say, I don't remember anybody's number other than my own, and there's loads in my phone, but I either got them years ago and put them in my phone and I've never had to remember them since because I just dial from my phone, or I've never even had them because, as I say, someone's either dialed me or someone has messaged me and I've got the number from there. So, like, I'm a single man, okay, but do you know your other half's phone number? If you had to recite your other half's phone number without looking at your phone, would you know what it was? Me, the answer would be a no, even though I don't have one, because I just admitted I don't know anybody's phone number apart from my own.
Mark Denham.
AtomRadio.co.uk. Last Wham, the chalet, the snow. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. So this year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. In other words, I'll be back on Tinder. We're asking you today the biggest waste of money that you've ever spent out on, because Apple have released a pair of headphones at £549. Danielle says, my biggest waste of money was an Amazon Alexa. I plugged it in, I've used it once, and I really have no idea what to do with it now.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
Thank you for all your emails on your biggest waste of money. I'm going to leave it here now with this one from Mel, which says, my biggest waste of money was a radio. It now turns out I don't need a radio because I found Atom Radio and I can listen on my smart speaker, and I'm more than happy with that. Mel, thank you so much.
Mark Denham. AtomRadio.co.uk.
2 weeks to go.
Ho, ho, ho.
That's it. Do you know what? I've done Christmas shopping for one person, and that's it. 2 weeks to go. I'm perhaps not that organised, am I?
Mark Denham on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
Anyway, we're asking you the worst wrong turn you've ever taken. Michael says, I did take a wrong turn, ended up in a car park, and it cost me £2.50 to get back out again, even though I literally drove into the car park because there was nothing I could do. There was somebody behind me. There's nothing I could do. I literally drove in, straight round to the exit and out again. It was an AMPR one, and I had to pay £2.50 to get out.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
Talking about expensive wrong turns today as well. On the email, on air at atomradio.co.uk, Natalie emails, me and 3 other girls were going to the Isle of Wight for a weekend, and I took a wrong turn on the way, which sent us going the wrong way on a motorway. By the time we got off, swung round and turned around, we managed to miss our ferry, and we were getting the last one of the night as well. So we then had to find somewhere to stay before we could get the ferry the next morning. Needless to say, I wasn't very popular. Everybody else was telling me, turn left. I went all the way around the roundabout, turned right and got on the motorway and went the wrong way. It's my fault and I wasn't very popular.
atomradio.co.uk.
How do people take wrong turns in 2020? We've seen, haven't we, in the past, news stories about sat-navs and that being wrong. But that was back like 10 years ago, or say, even more, 15 years ago, when they first came out. In this day and age, like you have a sat-nav on your phone, don't you, and stuff like that. And I'm sure it doesn't say in there, take a turn onto the racetrack. And I'm pretty sure as well that once you get into the racetrack grounds, you don't just suddenly appear on the F1 track. And also, how was there no security there if this was an F1 practice? It's all strange, isn't it? Very, very strange. That is episode 114 of the Drivetime podcast done. Ticked off. Episode 115 will be the last Drivetime next week as well. This year, make sure you're listening. Monday to Friday, 3 till 7, the last week of Drivetime of 2020. Wow.
Atom Radio. Playing the music you want to hear.
Check out the show back on Monday on atomradio.co.uk, and don't forget you can subscribe on iTunes, on Spotify and on Google as well. Keep yourself well.
Atom Radio.